it's Miss O'Neill. So I'm going to be showing you how to finish up your Northern Lights artwork we started in the last class period. Just to review, in case there was anyone who was absent and did not have a chance to get this finished, we used soft pastel or chalk pastel. We took a white strip of paper and tore it so that it had a bit of a curve to it. And then you lay your white piece of paper down on the black paper. You use some soft chalk pastel and color in blocks of color. You want to press down pretty hard while you're doing this so that you get lots of chalk powder and pigment onto the white paper, and make sure that you color it right next to the edge of the tear. So your next step is going to be to take two fingers and press down and push upwards with your fingers. So you're going to go all the way across, pressing upwards. Sometimes you need to do that about 5 or 6 times until you get to the other side of the paper. What's going to happen is when you lift the paper off, you're going to have this beautiful aurora borealis line that you've created with the chalk pastels. You can flip your paper over, glue it to the bottom, and create snow. So on my example, I did several rows of color in the sky. You would probably want to do that yourself to add more interest in the sky and not too much blank space. So to show you how to draw the polar bears, you're going to get a long white strip of paper like you see here. I drew 3 different sized polar bears. You can do your polar bears however you choose to. We're going to use a charcoal pencil. This is a supply we have not used before. You do not want to pull the string on the charcoal pencil. I repeat, do not pull the string on the charcoal pencil. If you do, the whole pencil will come unraveled. You can see from this example what that will look like. So take your pencil and begin by creating an upside down U shape on the paper. I made mine quite large because I want to make a big bear. Then I'll make a smaller one for a medium bear, and then an even smaller for a smaller bear. You can do as many bears as you choose. The cool thing about the charcoal is you can use your finger to kind of blend the edges and create a little bit of texture with your polar bear. So you may want to take your finger and create that texture. And then after that, you're going to make a U in the middle of that shape. That's going to become the space in between the polar bear's legs. The next part is going to be to draw the head. Make sure that you make your first circle large enough because you will be creating another circle inside of that for the nose or the snout of the polar bear. So it's important to make that first circle large enough to be able to fit that in there. Go ahead and add semicircles for the ears. And you are welcome to use your charcoal pencil to fill that space in if you want to color those in a little dark on the inside, or even to blend a little. The next part will be adding some paws, which is another semicircle, and then I just added 3 small lines, which kind of gives a hint of the polar bear's toes. Next, you'll want to add the nose or the snout of the polar bear. So you do that with a smaller circle that goes on the inside of the larger circle. So draw that, and then you can add a dark nose. Their noses are quite a bit darker. Interesting fact that I was told by a student today is that polar bear's fur is actually not white, it's actually translucent. That's pretty interesting that you always learn new things. Add your eyes. And then the mouth is very similar to drawing a cat's mouth, where it has a line coming down from the nose and then 2 curves at the bottom. So you can add that, and you have now drawn a family of polar bears. Very nice. Your next step is going to be get your scissors and cut out your polar bears. Cut out the outside curve of their body, and then also the inside space between their legs. You may then use your glue stick or bottled glue, whichever is easiest or best for you to use, and glue it to your snow that you have put on your background. And there you have your picture of the legend of the Northern Lights with our polar bear figures in the front. I hope you enjoyed this lesson today.